Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome one and all. It is an absolute pleasure to have you on board here in another of our SME Simply Banking feature. Today, we are featuring NCBIA. And as you know, within our SME segment, we are all about treating with your concerns. We are all about engaging you and ensuring that at the end of the day, we have an excellent relationship with you, our valued customers. So welcome one and all. It's wonderful to have you on board this afternoon. I am your host, Antoinette Cowan-Palmer, and it is my pleasure to take you through this evening. But as usual, as we start out, and we like to do in fine NCB style, we want to invite Elaine Campbell, who is our manager of customer experience within the SME unit, to bring the invocation. Elaine.
Thank you, Antoinette. Good evening, everyone. Shall we pray? Father, we want to thank you for this beautiful day. We thank you that you have given our team members at NCB this vision to share with our customers information that is valuable for their benefit and to improve on their activities. Lord, we ask that you bless our presenters this afternoon from NCBIA team, and we ask that our customers who will hear the presentation, that they too will find the information valuable and useful, and they will do the necessaries in order to benefit. So Lord, as we start this seminar, we ask that your blessing will go with us, help us that everything will go decently and in order. Please allow everything to be blessed as we continue to look to you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Elaine. And as we go this afternoon, I just want to remind persons, for those who are new to the platform, so you weren't on the last time when we did banking online. And in fact, I hear, you had such a wonderful time, and it was your idea to hear about NCB insurance and all that is there for you. So for those persons who are new and those who are returning, a reminder that we certainly want to hear from you. So we invite you to share your questions. If you have questions, you may feel free to type them in the chat. You may also save them for a question and answer segment at the end of the presentations. And at that point, you'll have an opportunity to open your mics and to share with us. We want to hear from you. We want to engage with you. We want to interact with you. As well, I want to remind you that this session is being recorded, and no, not for quality monitoring purposes, but we certainly want to be able to refer to it hereafter. So I'm sure you have no challenges with this session being recorded. So ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, as you heard this afternoon, it's about Simply Banking with NCB Insurance Agency and Fund Managers Limited. And to share with us his remarks, I'm going to be inviting Antonio Spence. He is Senior Assistant General Manager. He is Head of our Client Management and Business Development in the group line. And so at this time, we're inviting Antonio Spence to give his remarks. Antonio.
All right, thank you very much, Antoinette and Elaine. Let me join again in welcoming our SMEs. We are, super excited to be here today. I mean, if you didn't get that from Antoinette's, initial salvo, then you will get it over the next couple of minutes. But today's journey, and it's a little bit of a journey that we're going to go on with you today. So we want to look at a couple of very important things for our small and medium size and our micro customers as well. We want to look at a couple of things. First, we want to look at financing options that exist for our SMEs. And we want to look at it through a particular structure that some of our SMEs may not, in fact, know that NCB provides. And that's a structure called Lease Financing. And so we will look at that today with our presenters, Alvin Campbell and Nadine Walker. One. Then two, we also know and recognize that our SMEs work, ridiculously hard. They're the lifeblood of the Jamaican economy. And very often SMEs get so engaged with work that there are some elements around their own planning that they need to take care of in terms of, ensuring that there is continuous income at some point later in the future, business continuity and so on and so forth. So we want to walk them through, how to structure that through a pension framework to help bring financial stability and security to them at a later point in time. And just to give some context and a reference there, the last 2 or 3 years, many of our SMEs some of them went through the toughest financial times that they would have gone through maybe over the last 5 or 10 years, courtesy of COVID. We're now emerging from that. Now imagine the impact that has had on a business that may have existed for 15 or 20 years. Imagine an SME that has gone down the path of the blood, sweat, and tears to have built their business over 20 or 25 years, and then a 2-year event comes along that could fundamentally change not just the outcome for the business, but the outcome for the person that has put in 5 and 10 and 15 years of their life and thought and creative process and energy and resources and so on. Some businesses did not, in fact, survive. Some businesses did well and they survived. Now, what we want to do is we want to ensure that irrespective of where our SMEs fall in terms of that business survival, that we're guaranteeing that the owners of those businesses and that the employees that are connected to those businesses are financially stable, whether times are good or times are bad, after they've had a time to build up through those businesses over time. And so that's the importance of the pension arrangement as we take our SMEs through. So the SMEs that are here and the SMEs that are to come, we welcome you wholeheartedly with open arms. You see, we're all in our yellow. We're looking forward to engaging with you. And of course, as Antoinette shared, wherever there are questions, please feel free either to note them, keep them for the question and answer segment later, or post in the chat, because we want to make sure that you understand what's available to you here at NCB Insurance to be able to help you and your business not just survive, but truly thrive. So welcome. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Antonio. And I'm sure, if all the mics were engaged and so on, and if we were face to face, we'd be hearing, the applause. So thank you so much, Antonio, for that welcome. I'm sure everyone joining us is feeling welcomed. And if you are just joining in again, welcome. This is all about you. Simply Banking for your SMEs. And today we're talking about NCB Insurance Agency and Fund Managers Limited. So you heard from Antonio. We are going to be sharing with you about lease financing. We're going to be talking with you about financial stability. And I know you are eager to get it started. You are eager. You have your notepads, you have your notebooks, your phones, whatever it is that you're taking notes on, you are ready to go. And so I'm going to introduce to you our presenters for this afternoon or this evening, still afternoon, in persons of Nadine Walker and Alvin Campbell. I'm going to tell you a little bit about them so you know where they are coming from and you know that they have the expertise necessary to share with you this afternoon. So Nadine Walker is our corporate lease and portfolio officer, and she has worked in the financial services sector since 2003. Now, Nadine's scope of experience includes corporate lending, investments, and debt recovery at NCB Insurance Agency, where she has oversight to manage and increase the company's lease financing, mortgage, as well as insurance premium financing portfolio. So she has all of that huge portfolio. As a corporate lease officer, Nadine has won the NCB Top Award, the Pinnacle Award, for the past 4 years. Certainly, Nadine is the expert in the business. Now, along with Nadine, our other presenter is Alvin Campbell. Now, Alvin Campbell is manager of employee benefits, and he has worked in the financial services sector for over 15 years. His scope of experience includes investment, pension fund management, business development, individual and group life insurance, and client management. In his current role with NCB Insurance Agency and Fund Managers Limited, Mr. Campbell has responsibility for leading the employee benefits team in expanding the company's market share for employee benefits solutions. These include annuities, pension, health and life insurance, creditor life insurance, and corporate finance lease arrangements. As a corporate officer with NCB Insurance for the past 6 years, Alvin has qualified for the prestigious $1 Million Round Table Award, and he has been court of the table. He was court of the table in 2018 and top of the table, the very pinnacle of it all, in 2019. Now, Alvin is a perennial inductee in the Diamond Club, that is NCB's premier sales club since 2016. So, ladies and gentlemen, you have the creme de la creme, the best in class. And at this time, I welcome to share with you Nadine Walker and Alvin Campbell. Over to you, Alvin and Nadine.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Antoinette, and everyone on the platform. SMEs, thank you all for joining us this afternoon. And it is our pleasure to be here this afternoon to share with you our exciting solutions that can enhance your business, ensure that you meet your financial goals while taking care of your employees. Let me just quickly bring up my presentation so I can share with you as we go through. Is everyone hearing me?
We're hearing a feedback, Alvin. I don't know if you are engaged.
Okay. All right. So as we explore the finance lease arrangement as well as our pension fund arrangement, before we get into that, I want to just give you a little background about NCB Insurance Agency and Fund Managers, just so for you to understand the scope of expertise and the team that you're working with that can help you to navigate through these difficult periods. So NCB Insurance Agency and Fund Managers, it's a fully owned subsidiary of the NCB Financial Group. Currently, we are the largest segregated pension fund manager in Jamaica with over $113 billion of funds under management. We have the capacity to manage defined benefit and defined contribution pension plans, as well as pool fund arrangements. When you're doing business with NCB Insurance Agency and Fund Managers, you're not just limited to just one segment of the business, but you're a part of a financial conglomerate. What will happen is that once you're doing business with NCB Insurance Agency and Fund Managers, you have exposure to NCB Capital Markets, Guardian Group, West Indies Trust Company Limited, Clarion Bank, NCB Global Finance, and other associated companies under the group. Because of how we have expertly managed the assets of our pension funds over the years, we have been awarded the coveted prize of being the top pension fund manager in the Caribbean between 2015 and 2020 and as late as 2010. And this speaks to our acumen of being able to expertly manage the assets under management to realize the goals of our members. Our team is anchored by none other than Mr. Desmond Johnson, and he has been in the business for over 25 years, and he's a staple in the industry. I mean, you will go anywhere and hear Desmond's name in the market. Similarly, he is supported by, and you spoke earlier, Antonio Spence, our Senior Assistant General Manager, our Investment Manager, Aaron Miller, Andrew Lewis, our Client Relationship Manager, and yours truly on the group benefit side. To show you that we have been in the business and to be able to navigate through even seasons of, when you think about the financial services meltdown in the 1990s, but we are still here. And you think about the Jamaica Debt Exchange and the National Debt Exchange, we have been in the business of pension fund management services for over 60 years. And this speaks to a transition of knowledge, experience, and expertise to be able to maintain our pension funds in the regulatory framework that currently exists, to ensure that our pension funds are compliant, as well as to prepare all the trustees reportings that are required on a quarterly or even annual basis. So we are able to manage your pension fund in an environment, no matter how difficult it is, we are able to do so on your behalf. Our commitment as an organization is to showcase our experience and our knowledgeable team. Also, we have the appropriate infrastructure to manage our pension funds and to manage your pension fund. Likewise, the finance leases portfolio, we do have the infrastructure in place to do so. We have a dedicated team that is able to deliver personalized service to all our members. You have the ease of doing business with the financial conglomerate, the biggest financial institution in the English-speaking Caribbean. So you are in good hands. Your experience with the bank itself, your experience with capital markets, your experience with Guardian Group, your experience with us will speak to the level of service that we're able to offer as an institution and not just limited to one association, right? What we do, we manage pension fund administration, investment management services, and also member services for our clients, as well as third-party arrangements with our actuaries, as well as audit services. I will invite Nadine to speak on the lease portfolio or the lease financing, and then I will come back to speak more specifically about the pension arrangement. Nadine, over to you.
Nadine, we're not hearing you. Nadine? We're not hearing you, Nadine. Perhaps you could try disengaging the camera. Don't know if bandwidth is low. So while we work through the technical challenges we're having here with Nadine, because we are excited to hear about lease financing and how it can work for you, our SMEs, just reminding you that you can note your questions, you can type them in the chat, or you can just make a note of them. And when we get to our question and answer segment, then you'll be able to share them. And if you so desire, then you can certainly, we'll use the raise hand feature. You can open your mics and you'll ask those questions at that point. Nadine, are you with us?
Okay, hello everyone, is hearing me now?
You are a little low, a little low. So we need to do a little bit more sorting out right there. Nadine, just to remind as well, persons who are on our very important SMEs that, well, to advise you that we have some exciting giveaways at the end of the presentation. So make sure that you're paying keen attention, because we may just ask you something that was presented. So make sure you tune in. Don't allow anybody to distract you. Just pay full attention to make sure that you can be one of our lucky winners. Nadine? Nadine? All right. So still not hearing Nadine. we may have to do a bit of pivoting while we work through that. Alvin, are we able to go to the pensions section and then we come back to the lease financing?
Okay, hi, is everyone hearing me now?
Yes, we are hearing you. Welcome, Nadine. It is great to have you on board. What a relief. We'll hear from Lease.
Yes.
Okay, Nadine, over to you.
So we're happy to be here, and we are excited to be introducing our lease financing product. This is a product that has been around at NCB for a while now. It's not widely advertised, but we're here to give you way more information now. So we hope you're all excited to hear. So our lease financing product is a little, it's interesting, and we have several clients who actually use this tool to buy assets for their companies. So as you know, it's as you see here, it's saying that it's a method of paying for the use of an asset over a specified period of time. So generally, we facilitate motor vehicles as well as equipment, and equipment can range from a generator. It can be a backhoe. It can be anything that's an equipment, a generator that you may need for your company, as well as motor vehicles. It can be a truck. It can be a SUV, whatever it is that you need, we will be able to assist. So lease financing is defined as one in which all the risk and rewards incidental to the ownership of the asset are transferred to the lessee. What this means is that during the period of the lease financing, the client basically has the use of the assets, and during this time, they are responsible for the maintenance, and they also have the benefits of engaging in the lease financing product. And a lessee is a client, and a lessor is NCB Insurance. So the type of lease financing that is offered is what we term a finance lease arrangement. This is different from the operation lease, which means that the asset would be held in the name of the client, whilst NCB Insurance facilitates the financing of the asset. The operational leases, those are the leases that would generally be where the client would own the asset, and at the end of the lease, they may or may not seek to buy the asset. Assets are held in the client's name, and all expenses are attributable to the client. Who avails of lease financing? So basically, corporate and SME clients are who we tier this product to. We know that it's very important for companies to be able to purchase assets, whether it's a manufacturing company, whether it's a company who just needs to do distribution. So we target all of those clients, and this is an interesting way that they can use tools that they can use to buy their assets. Okay, so now we'll move on to the benefits of lease financing. One of the major benefits that we are putting forward here is that it's 100% of the cost of the asset that is financed. We do not require a deposit to have this done. We will do 100% financing. Another benefit is the tax benefits that are attributable under a finance lease arrangement. So in the expensing of the lease financing payments, these both the principal and interest is facilitated through their P&L, where you both have both the principal and the interest. Whereas for loans, it more than likely will just be the principal. The recoverable GCT is an additional benefit, and what this means is that a customer is able to recover a portion of the GCT that is charged when they're buying that asset. And that's facilitated through your own, the customer will be able to do that on their own. We also have another benefit of the option holder. So for it to be a true lease financing arrangement, we have what we call an option holder. And that option holder is a named third party. What that means, it's not NCB Insurance and it's not the client that will have that option. The client will be asked to name an additional, a third party. In most instances, we have seen where companies choose the managing director. It can be a finance manager, whoever the company determines that they want to give that option to. And that name is actually placed on a document, and it allows for that process to be seamless. Once all of the monies are repaid, all of the monthly payments have been received, we will release our lien and all our interest in the asset as well as the insurance. And then the option holder will exercise their right by paying the option value. This option value is actually predetermined at the beginning, and therefore that's a decision that's done between us and the client. In most instances, we actually place a value of $1,000 as the option, as the residual value. And once it is that the client is in agreement with that, then we will put that as a part of the calculations so that at the end of the term, the customer will pay that $1,000 the option holder will pay that $1,000, and once it is released, they go ahead and exercise that option. And one of the best benefits also is that instead of using the cash flow of the company to pay for the asset, you can use this financing tool, and you're able to more easily manage your cash flows. So you do get a benefit of being able to spend otherwise on other assets, other things that the company may need to do. Probably they need to buy more stock, stuff like that. So instead of using the funds of the company to actually pay for the full cost of the vehicle, they can do it in installments over a period of time, and hence provide some relief on their cash flow. Limitations. So there's no limits really that when it comes down to lease financing, there are no limits. We can do a single vehicle or we can do a fleet. NCB Insurance, as fund managers, we have a large sizable amount of cash, of monies that we are always seeking to invest. So there's no limit to lease financing. Any amount that the client wants, we can have that discussion. Okay, as it relates to the documentation required, we won't get too much into what that is, but basically we would need to know that the company has their audited financials. That's one of the main staples that we will have to use to determine if it is that the client is able to afford the lease. So our main documents are the audited financials and the cash flow. The invoices and stuff are also important. However, we can work with getting the audited cash flow, audited financials and the cash flows to start, and then the additional documents can come in. But before we do move on, we have to have that aspect of it sorted out. You'll notice that a lot of what is required is basic KYC documentation that most persons are now used to once you do lending. So it's nothing too technical, and we're always here to assist. Anything that we can do to move it forward, we're always gonna be willing to do that. Okay, so that's it for lease financing. I will now hand hand
So,
over back
so,
to Antoinette.
so Nadine, I'm excited. And before you hand over and before we actually move into the smart retirement piece of it, I want to know, because you say you can finance pretty much anything. So if one of our SMEs want to get some computers or they want to purchase a truck, walk us through, what does that look like in real life? Walk us through what, and I know I'm preempting some of our SMEs because I'm sure they had that question, but I'm too excited and I have the advantage of asking it from now. So please walk us through, what would that look like for one of our clients?
Okay. So generally to start, we would have that discussion with the customer, ask them to probably get a quotation to just so that we can have a figure that we're working with.
So hold on, Nadine, question. You actually can finance my computer purchases?
We can finance the hardware. We don't do software, but we can finance computers.
Awesome. All right.
Because
Continue.
and a lot of companies are in need of that kind of services, so definitely we can do that. Anything that can be touched, lease financing is there to assist. Once we can trace it, we can place a number on it, or there's a number, we can finance it. So it's as wide as that. As I said, in terms of the process, once we have a quotation, we start working some numbers. The customer can get an idea of what it is that the repayment costing is looking like. And we have a discussion once we come to an agreement that this is something that they can work with, and we are very flexible. We are making sure that once it is that the customer agrees to this figure, they are basically in a position to afford it. So if it is that you want a 3-year lease, or you want a 5-year lease, or even if you need just a little, another 1 year or a 2-year, we are in that space where we're willing to make sure that the customer is in that place where they can afford it before we move ahead, because we don't want a situation where the customer is unhappy. So we make sure that everything is done at the beginning to ensure that the client is in a comfortable space before we proceed. Generally, after we get documents in, we do our assessment. It goes to our underwriting team. They review, send that back to us, and then we get the ball rolling in terms of documentation and transfer and payment of the assets.
So that sounds pretty simple, Nadine, and I'm sure that we'll have some more questions around it in our question and answer segment, but that one was just itching. I had to ask it. So thank you so much, Nadine. We're looking forward to having a chat later on with you just after the Smart Retirement presentation. Thank you so much, Nadine. We're going to be hearing from Alvin Campbell in just a moment again, but as you heard, ladies and gentlemen, if you can touch it, if you can put a number on it, then you can get lease financing for it. Don't worry about the price. We've got your back. NCBIA has you covered. So money is never an issue. Irrespective of the amount, if you want it, we can finance it. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Lease financing is the not so new, but it is certainly one of the greatest ways to finance your asset acquisitions. I'm excited, and I'm sure you are too. So we're going to be hearing some more things. Make sure you keep your seatbelts buckled because the ride continues to be great. So we're going to be handing over now to Alvin Campbell, who's going to talk us through retirement planning, in particular, smart retirement plan. Over to you, Alvin.
Thanks again, Antoinette. And as you have mentioned about one of the greatest ways in terms of how finance lease arrangement can assist our SME customers, similarly with pension arrangement, studies have shown that one of the greatest ways that you can use, or SME can use to boost its productivity, is to invest in its human capital. right? And one of the things that a lot of companies would attend to is to, when you're able to build that level of loyalty and commitment from your employees, you would see productivity increasing when you're able to offer certain employee benefit programs. So this is something that a lot of SMEs can use, strategy that a lot of SMEs can use to boost productivity in the organization. One tool that companies have used to ensure that this level of productivity and investment in their employees is done is through pension arrangements, right? When your employees see that you have their best interest at heart, you will get more out of them. You get more loyalty, you get them to be more loyal, and you get them to be more committed. And again, statistics in Jamaica has shown that the penetration rate in the pension space as it relates to employed persons participating in a pension arrangement, it is very low. So one of the things that we want to encourage and share this afternoon is opportunities and ways in which employers can create a space and an avenue for their employees to be able to plan for their future. As we speak about that, we speak about none other than our smart retirement plan. So there are two types of arrangement. You have employee-sponsored arrangement or employee group pension schemes, plans, as well as the individual retirement plan. But for all intents and purposes and the audience that we have here this afternoon, we will focus on the smart retirement plan because we believe that it is the most efficient way for SMEs to get their employees engaged in this type of service. So NCB.
So Alvin, we're not hearing you.
By NCBIA, which members are able to accumulate tax-free contributions as they steer towards their retirement years. One of the things that a lot of employees do not focus on while they're actively employed is, what does my retirement look like? And I probably would just ask the question, even though I might not get a response now, can you sit back and look forward to the future and see what your retirement looks like? Do you see yourself sitting on a beach with your pina colada and frozen daiquiri in your hand, or taking a cruise on the Mediterranean? Or you still see yourself pushing hard even in your 70s, your 75? No. What you want to do, you would have worked over 40 years, 35, 40 years of your life. You want to set aside time for you to relax and unwind. And that is what our smart retirement plan does for you. It helps you to set aside resources so that when you get to the age of 60 or 65, your income is replaced and you are able to enjoy the same luxuries as you were when you were employed. Our smart retirement plan, it is approved by the Financial Services Commission. So you are working with an entity and a product that you are safe with, and you're safe to invest your money in. SMART, it's an acronym which means sure money at the right time. But there is another description or explanation that I would want to throw in here, which most persons would have known, which is, it is specific, it is measurable, attainable, realistic, and it is time bound. So when you talk about specific with your pension, it's not ambiguous. You know what you're saving towards, you know what you're planning for, and you set aside specific amount of resources on a monthly basis to ensure that when you get to retirement age, you are safe. It is measurable. You can calculate what percentage of your salary you're able to set aside, maximum 20% as allowed by the law, to ensure that you secure your retirement benefit for the future. It is attainable. You can achieve it. All it takes is the initiative to start putting aside, and this is where the SMEs or the employers come into play, where they're able to assist their employees to start planning from now. A lot of persons might use the excuse, boy, I'm too young to participate in a pension plan. But one of the things that I would say is that young people contribute to pension plan, old people benefit, because if you weren't planning when you were young, then there's nothing to benefit from when you're old, right? So it is attainable. You can achieve your financial goals by saving in your smart retirement plan. It is realistic. you have a clear representation of what it is that you're planning for, right? So you are able to sit down and plan for your retirement, how long you are to retirement, and start putting aside your gross salary so you're able to get certain advantages with it. And it is time bound. So you're able to set the time to your retirement, whether you want to retire at 60 with late retirement at 65, or you choose your normal retirement at 65 with late retirement at 70. Some of the benefits of participating in the Smart Retirement Plan, you're able to leverage economies of scale to accrue your benefits and get multiples on your funds, right? So because you're in a pool type of an arrangement, you're able to have access to assets that you would not have ordinarily been able to access if you did it on your own. So this is where you leverage other people's money to get more block of business and to get a higher return on your portfolio. It is cost efficient, right? Through proportionate sharing of expenses. So the expenses on the Smart Retirement Plan, they are shared amongst all the members, right? And it helps to improve liquidity. For you as an employer, as an SME, I know cost is something that is at the forefront of all SMEs' minds. One of the good things with the Smart Retirement Plan, there is no cost to set up, right? The infrastructure already exists. All you need to do is participate, right? Benefits to the employees. I would have alluded to some of them earlier, but I will get into a little bit more detail here. Your contributions in the Smart Retirement Plan, it is done pre-tax. So you get a benefit. I'm sure all of us in this space wants a tax break every now and again. So this is an ideal instrument that allows you tax while you are building up your retirement. Similarly, the returns on the portfolio is also taxed. And who said that compounding interest is one of the greatest discoveries of all times. So your interest is just compounding and you're just building and building on your wealth. All employers' contributions are vested immediately, and you are guaranteed an income at your normal retirement. A lot of persons are weary about their monies, and if they have any credit issues, if they will lose their money. One of the good things with your Smart Retirement Plan is that it is free from all creditors, right? So no matter what your circumstance is, and no matter how much money you have on your pension plan, no creditor can have access to it. And because of that, you cannot use it as collateral for a loan, right? So you cannot collateralize it, and no creditor can have access to it. You are guaranteed payment for life. Once you get to the age of retirement, whether 60 or 65, and you start getting your monthly pension, then it stays with you until. So if you live to be 100, you will still be getting your monthly pension, right? And again, as I said, your pension plan is approved by the Financial Services Commission. So you're working with a safe organization and a safe instrument. God forbids you are unable to benefit from your pension arrangement, then your named beneficiary or beneficiaries will be able to receive the proceeds of your investment. You as an SME, you as a company, as a business, there are also benefits in it for you, right? You are able to attract and retain the best talent. Persons are no longer just looking for a basic salary from their employer. They are looking at other fringe benefits. What else are you offering me? When you include a plan like Smart in your contractual arrangement or offering to your prospective employees, you will be able to attract some of the best talent because, again, you're trying to move your business forward. And again, productivity is out of the day, and the SMEs have an integral space in the industry. So when you're able to get this talent to work in your organization, to build your business and to move it forward, and able not only to attract them, but to keep them, then you will see the benefit as well as those employees will benefit. You enhance your employee benefit package by having committed employees. Your employees will be loyal to you based on what you are able to offer to them. When they see that you are investing in them, then they will remain with you. It is very smart, it's simple and cost efficient. You don't have to worry about any setup costs or any administrative costs. The plan is already in existence. All you need to do is join. And I spoke about the no setup cost earlier. There is no cost for professional fees, and the company's contribution on behalf of its members are also tax deductible. So there is also a benefit for you as it relates to taxation. Whatever you contribute on behalf of your employees, that amount is tax deductible, right? And you have no need to hire the services of actuaries, trustees, or any other consultants. Members are able to select what their normal retirement age is, which is between 60 and 65. However, there is provision for early retirement 10 years before your normal retirement and late retirement 5 years after. So quick example, if you had selected 65 as your normal retirement age, you are able to access your pension benefit from as early as age 55 or as late as age 70, right? And there is also a disability retirement benefit, which kicks in immediately when that situation occurs. Upon retirement, you are allowed to access up to 25% of your pension fund value as a lump sum to start retirement, a tax-free lump sum to start retirement, and then start getting your monthly pension for the rest of your life. For the persons who are investment savvy, we have 4 options for you, right? And not only those who are investment savvy, but for those who are low risk, if your risk profile, you're not too risk tolerant, you're able to select from 4 of the funds that we have available, or split it equally across all 4, depending on your age and your risk tolerance. So we have the fixed income fund for those persons who are very risk averse. You want to play it safe. This fund is invested in fixed income instruments such as government and corporate bonds. Then you have our balance fund, which is a more diversified portfolio, which includes equities and real estate. Recently, we included our real estate fund, which is invested in real estate and real estate linked type of arrangements and infrastructural investment assets. So for persons who want to take a little bit more risk, you are able to invest more in the real estate fund. And then we have the high yielding fund. Again, you're looking at stocks, whether it is preferred share or ordinary share and some other mezzanine arrangements. You are able to look at your portfolio and invest accordingly. You have the option also of looking at your portfolio at the end of each year to see how each category is performing and make arrangements or change arrangements to suit your particular needs. Our investment strategy with this, with our smart retirement plan, is to ensure that your capital is preserved and that your portfolio grows. Our strategy is to ensure that your portfolio outperforms inflation rate. So it would be remiss of me to come to you and say, boy, your pension plan is giving a return of 10%, however, inflation is 15%. Our strategy is to ensure that your portfolio outpaces inflation, give you that capital growth, preservation, and grow your portfolio by maximizing on the returns at acceptable risk. When we are investing on your behalf, on behalf of your employees, we look at certain factors: the horizon of the investment horizon of the fund, a comparison of the liability, meaning what you have invested in the fund and the assets that are supporting that. Likewise, you look at the assets available for purchase in the market. So whether it is bonds, real estate, stocks, whatever is available, we look at what is the best fit that will support this investment strategy. And I should indicate here that we will have one of the sturdiest governance structure there is to ensure that our monies that the monies that we take from our members to invest on their behalf, it is done in a fiduciary. Our fiduciary duty is to ensure that our members' monies and assets are protected and safeguarded against any adverse effect. So we go through a rigorous process of assessment and analyzing what is presented as an investment opportunity before we actually include it in the pension portfolio. think I'm at the end, Antoinette. But all in all, I really appealing to the SMEs in terms of just looking at what is available to be able to structure something that will meet the needs not only of the organization, but of their employees, because they want them to retire comfortably and in style.
Absolutely, absolutely, comfortably and in style. So, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Our main presenters for this afternoon, Nadine Walker and Alvin Campbell. Nadine on lease financing and Alvin on retirement planning. This is it. This is the time. This is the segment where you ask all the questions. I'm sure you have some questions. You have some things that popped in your head as Nadine shared, as Alvin shared, that you want to ask. And so again, we invite you, if you will, to type them in our Q&A in the chat for Q&A. Feel free to do so. If you would like, you can use the raise hand feature and we'll allow you to open your mics and you can share your questions with Alvin and Nadine. So by all means, let's get ready. We want to hear from you. We want you to ask those questions. I also have a couple of giveaways. So I'm gonna toss one or two out just to, break it up a little bit and to allow the juices to start flowing as you prepare to ask your questions. So you're gonna type your answers in the chat, and the first person to type the correct answer in the chat will walk away. And I know this one is extremely useful. This one is very relevant because we know the cost of energy, high utility bills and all of that. So we are giving away a gift voucher, JPS gift voucher for $10,000. So for $10,000, I am going to ask, this one is fresher in your memory, I'm sure. What is the allowable maximum contribution under the Pension Act? What's the allowable maximum contribution that you can make into a pension fund like the SMART? And since you're going to be doing the SMART, right? What percent of your gross salary? Let me give you a hint. What percent is the maximum percent of your gross salary that you can contribute? First correct responder will walk away with $10,000. I see Jacinth participating. Thank you for participating, Jacinth. But we're going to say try again, or who wants to come with the correct answer just before Jacinth tries again? Jacinth, you look like you're trying to trick the system down. Jacinth, keep moving, keep moving, keep moving. Anybody else wants to try? Come on, Jacinth. I see you trying. I give you one more shot, Jacinth. One more shot for that 10,000 JPS voucher. I told you guys to listen, There you go, Mervyn Brown Housen. Let me see if I got that name correct. Housen. All right, so Mervyn Brown Housen, 20% of your gross salary. Congratulations, Justin. Let me tell you one more chance. Why you never just type the 15 and then the 20? No, but I say one more. Absolutely. So Mervyn, I see your emoji, Justin. Thank you so much for participating. So Mervyn, we will certainly make arrangements with you for you to collect your 10,000 JPS voucher. So I have one more question, and I'm sure you have your questions, So please make sure you raise your hand if you want to open your mics, or you can type your questions in the chat. We want to hear from you. So I have another giveaway. This time it's around lease financing. So we're going into the memory box a little bit because lease financing was the first presentation. So question on lease financing is true or false? And don't just type true in the chat. Don't ask a question. Let me see who's gonna type true or who's gonna type false. All right. Question. True or false? The only assets you can finance under a lease financing arrangement are motor vehicles. True or false? The Only I say, Georgia McLean. I think Georgia had that false all typed out because she was sure the answer was going to be false, but she just waited. And as soon as I popped the question, she just dropped the answer. Congratulations, Georgia. Any asset can be financed under the lease financing arrangement. From you can touch it, we will finance it. That is the new slogan. Nadine, you go have to pay me for that tagline, you know. From you can touch it, we will finance it. Thank you, Georgia. Congratulations. You walk away with a $10,000 JPS voucher. And I know our SMEs feel the pinch when the light bill comes. So I'm sure you're happy for this little plug in the JPS bill. We have one more giveaway, so stay tuned. Stay tuned, stay connected. Let's hear from you. What questions do you have for Alvin and Nadine around lease financing or around our pension arrangements? Any hand raised or admin persons? Any questions? Not seeing any questions in the chat yet. I'm sure they did a great job, but I'm sure you must have a few questions for them. Come on now. While you do, I'm gonna ask Nadine, and while our SMEs or our guests get their questions ready. So Nadine, is Nadine here? Nadine, are we able to hear you?
Yes.
Awesome,
Yes,
fantastic. I'm seeing double Alvin, but I know that voice is not Alvin's at all. So, so Nadine, how does a lease
Yes,
finance arrangement differ from a loan?
Okay. Well, it's the benefits. The benefits are the real where you get that difference. The benefits which you are able to recover a portion of the GCT that is charged on the vehicle. You don't get that when you do a loan. You also have the expensing of the principal and interest through the P&L. That doesn't happen when you have a direct loan. And the best benefit, of course, is the 100% that we do lend. We don't have any stipulations where we lend 90%. And it generally, because of the attractiveness of the product, majority of our clients that we do lend to, they purchase new items. So that's definitely where the bigger benefits are. And the option holder, because if you look at it, Antoinette, at the end of your company paying for an asset that has been used to make the company more efficient, whichever way, you as the option holder will get that asset to purchase for $1,000 at the end of the day. Any managing director, finance manager, anybody who is able to benefit from purchasing that asset for $1,000 is, to me, in a very good place. So I would say that that's also one of the key benefits that you would have. Those things don't come with a loan. These are only benefits that you get once you enter into a lease financing arrangement.
Awesome stuff, awesome stuff. Thank you, Nadine. Any questions? Georgia, Mervyn, Jacinth? Since I see your names, I'm calling them. Any questions for our panelists? Feel free to type them in the chat or raise your hand. We'll allow you to open your mics. We want to hear from you. Definitely want to hear from you. So, Alvin, while we hear from our SMEs, I just want to ask you quickly. So you talked about the retirement age being 60 or 65. Is it that the person who is purchasing the retirement plan gets to choose what age, or is it based on gender, or how does that work in terms of the 60, 65? Because I think one time they say, you know, women retire at 60 and men at 65. So go, tell us about that.
All right. So as it relates to the individual retirement plan, as the name suggests, each individual who opens it is able to select their own retirement age. Even if it's under a company type of an arrangement, but normally what persons do, they tie in tandem with their employer's retirement age. But the member still has the option to select their normal retirement age between 60 and 65. It's their right to do that. So they have that ability to do so.
Thank you. Thank you, Alvin. Thank you. No questions from our SMEs? Come on, we want to hear from you. Let me check my chat again. No questions. And by the way, just want to say thank you so much. I believe we're going to have a link to share, because this presentation came about because in our last meeting of this nature, Simply Banking with our SMEs, when we did banking online, from the feedback, we got, the responses coming from you to say you wanted to hear about the NCB insurance arm and what it is that we have to offer that will help you to put your best business forward. We like to say at NCB, put your best lives forward. And so we are here just sharing with you about how NCBIA can help with your financial stability. And so we thank you. We thank you so much for your feedback, and we look forward to hearing more from you, because we are here to engage with you. We are here to educate you around what is available to allow your business to grow and to prosper, and we want to grow with you. I see a question from Jacinth. Thank you so much, Jacinth. I hope you win a prize, Jacinth. I think you're you're an excellent participant. So the question says, can a member request a change of the pension age from what they had set initially? Excellent question, Jacinth.
Hi, Justin. Thank you for your question. Normally, when the contractual arrangement is done, the retirement age is determined by the member at that stage. However, if, for example, the member selected a normal retirement age of 60, as we indicate that allowable by law, they are able to go either late, so they can retire within the next 5 years after the 60, up to 65. So at that point in time, they can choose to either defer their pension age a little later, or even access it a little earlier within the 10-year time period. But it's set, once you do the arrangement and it is set, then you would not be able to change the retirement age, only to do within those two options of the late or early retirement.
Oh, so you're saying, Alvin, so if I've chosen 60 as my retirement age, I can come as early as 50 to say I want to retire, or if I choose to do 53, 51, 55, 56, correct, I can choose that. And at the same time, I could also go beyond 60, up to 65, or I could do 61, 62, 63, 64. Ah, there we go.
Correct.
Okay, gotcha. Thank you, Alvin. Good information. Thank you so much. All right. Any other questions? Any other questions? Thank you so much for your question, Justin. Well, I have a question for you. Since you have no other questions just yet, I have one more question for you. And Jacinth, I'm biased. I want you to win this one, Jacinth. So I'm gonna throw it out, and I want you to be ready. You ready, Jacinth? And everybody else? All right, so question. Name, Jacinth, I'm gonna give you an easy one. And team. Name 2 of the smart investment options. So we talked about 4 funds that you're able to, Alvin spoke about it, 4 funds that you're able to invest in for your smart retirement plan. Just name 2 of those 4. Only 2 of the 4. Any takers? Nobody yet? Typing away. Only 2. Only 2 of the 4. Typing away. Typing away. And this again for another $10,000 JPS voucher. Just 2 of the 4. 5,000 for each correct answer. $10,000 JPS voucher. 2 of the 4. So I give you a hint or 2. So if you are into, so one of them is in government. Okay, let's see. I think I see. All right. Sandra has made a very good attempt. Very good attempt from you there, Sandra. And the auditors have come in and we are not quite there yet. So Sandra, please try again. Thank you so much, Sandra Welch. Good try, good start, good start. So, and she's using some pension terms there, defined benefits and pooled funds could be, you know, but not quite there yet. Not quite there. Try again, Sandra. Try again. I love it. So, all right. Jacinta, I'm giving you time to come. Georgia McLean is a good friend. And so Georgia is giving you time, Jacinta. Boy, our SMEs are just excellent sports. Excellent sports. So Jacinta, you not come up with anything yet. Jacinta, we want you to win. So if you are into, you know, land and buildings and so on, that is perhaps one of the funds. Won't give you the exact name. And then of course, if you're not too, if you're not too risk averse, or you're not too, you know, you're not too, or you're not too much on the risky side, then you know we have to mix it up a little bit. So that's another fund. I won't give you the name. Then you have one that is, you know, straight and steady. Marvin Brown says annuity. Well, I don't know when I'm getting these terms, you know. But keep them coming. We're getting warm. We're getting warm. Mutual funds and stocks. All right. So that falls in one of the funds. You have to give us the proper name. Jacinta, you are the hottest since Jacinta. You're the hottest of all the respondents. So Jacinta, you're getting there. You're getting there. Right? So what we call that one now, that has the stocks and so on. Yeah, man. For somebody who, you know it's Jacinta, man. Come on. You're getting there. So everybody rooting for Jacinta. We have just give you a couple more seconds to come in with it. So there's one, if you're into it and you really want to go, Jacinta named, you know, something that is included in that, the stocks. And you know, with stocks, you have very good returns. So your returns can be quite high. You know, the yields can be quite good. Yes. So you have one of those funds that with very high yields. Yes. And then of course we talk about, you know, land and buildings, you know. Let's see who else is there? Who else is there? Come on now, I'm giving you so many clues. So many clues. And we talk about, you know, not being at either extremes, not being at either ends of the spectrum. So you're right in the middle, you kind of balance the thing, you know, kind of balance the thing. And then of course, if you want sure and steady, you just keep it fixed and focused. Nobody? We give you all the answers already now, no? Mervyn, you're trying, man. Mervyn, you're trying. But I think I'm going to ask you a question. High yielding fund, Georgia, yes, Georgia has one stocks and bonds fund. But you're going to give us the right name, Georgia. Can't give Georgia, can't give, give us a proper name, Georgia. So the high yielding fund is one, that one has stocks in there and so on. So give us one more, Georgia, and you win. High yielding fund and one more. Jacinta. So Georgia, how you gonna work out this one now? So Jacinta has one right and Georgia has one right. Real estate fund is in fact correct, Jacinta. Yes. The smart real estate fund, not smart and, but the smart real estate fund. Yes, Jacinta, you have that one. Georgia has what? Georgia real estate and high yielding fund. I see Jacinta just find them the balance fund. Jacinta, Georgia, you couldn't wait 2 more seconds. You couldn't wait just 2 more seconds to allow Jacinta to answer. We want Jacinta to win the little money. But congratulations. I'm sure I can give it to her. Oh, you're such a sweetheart, man. You are an awesome bunch. Wonderful, wonderful. Jacinta, yes, indeed. The balance fund is one. The high yielding fund is another. The real estate fund is the third, and the fixed income fund. You see, you know all the answers in my clues. The fixed income fund is the fourth. So Jacinth, courtesy of your friend Georgia McLean, you will walk away with $10,000 in JPS vouchers. Congratulations to Georgia, to Mervyn, to Jacinth, all our winners this evening. And since we don't have any more questions, I see the lovely Sharon online. I don't know if Sharon wants to say something to us just before we have Stephanie giving our vote of thanks, but indeed, it has been my absolute pleasure taking you through this afternoon.
Antoinette, I just want to say thanks to our customers who are on with us. I hope they really found the information useful. And we always want to hear from you, you know, what else you would want us to share on, because it's the second time we're doing this. We plan to do more webinars such as these, but they're all focused on you. So we want to hear from you. What are the topics you want us to share on so you can learn and we can help you to really grow your business. So thank you so much, NCBIA team. Special thanks to Alvin and to Nadine. And Anne, you know, you're super as always. But vote of thanks to Stephanie. So over to Steph.
Absolutely. So Stephanie Barnaby, ladies and gentlemen, is our supervisor of customer experience in the SME Hub, your hub, specially designed for you. So Stephanie is going to be moving the vote of thanks at this time. Thank you so much for joining. Over to you, Steph.
Unmute, Steph. Not hearing you. Go again. I'm not hearing Steph.
No,
Are you hearing me now?
Yes, hear you now. Yes.
Oh, wonderful. All right. So thank you again, everyone. I mean, it's my privilege today to just tell you thanks for coming. I mean, we've said thanks, but we can't emphasize it enough, because really and truly, we couldn't pay you for the time that you took to sit with us today, for the hour and change that you've been with us. So we really thank you wholeheartedly. Thank you, presenters Alvin and Nadine. We got a mouthful. I mean, you ably shared with our clients from the background to NCBIA, you know, through thick and thin, we've been around the lease financing options, which to me, it sounds too good to be true. I mean, I really, I'm going to be spreading this to a few customers that I know, because it is really, does sound beneficial. So I'm hoping that the customers that have joined us today will really take this away. And true as well for the smart pension plan. There are so many benefits, and we can't emphasize retirement planning enough, especially given the time value of money and the fact that the cost of living is just rising, and we want to ensure that we plan accordingly, given what's happening in the economy, right? We have to stay ahead of inflation. So thank you so much for the presentations, team. Thank you for being with us, our customers, our SMEs. We couldn't have put this on without you. You are the ones that actually asked for it. So thank you for staying to the end. Thank you for participating, answering the questions, asking the questions. Just thank you for choosing NCB Insurance, NCB Financial Group as your financial partner. And just thanking everybody for the part they played in making this webinar a success, from our marketing team, the social media team, our moderator, Antoinette, Vibes Master as usual, our fellow panelists. Thank you all for joining. And I just want to wish everybody a good evening. And I hope that the takeaways will stay with you, because indeed there are two really great products that we really hope you will take part in. So thanks again, everyone.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Have a fantastic evening. Stay safe, stay blessed.
Thank you.